Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. Hope you guys are doing very, very well. Yes, I'm back. This is not deja vu. Nothing's wrong. Do not get up and try to adjust your television set. This is just another bonus episode of Late Night with the Davey. I think this technically is episode 90 because, guys, we just jumped off of a watch party for John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. Holy shit, I had an amazing time watching that with you guys. I've seen this movie so many times. It's one of my favorites of all time. Probably seen it, I don't know, 20-ish, something like that. Maybe that's low for like a favorite movie, but man, the impact that this movie has and just, you know, how much I feel like I'm kind of studying it and soaking up every moment, every time I see it. But then every time I go back, there's always something else to see. Anyways, it was an amazing time with you guys. We had a super chat goal during the stream and you all crushed it. Jigsaw, just like super chat, just a whole bunch of them. Antonis throwing in there. Insomniac, who I believe is a relatively new person to the community, who also became a channel membership or a channel member. I was going to say channel memberships were bought for some of you guys. So really cool to see the community just kind of have, I mean, it's always fun to be on a stream with you guys, but then when one pops off where, you know, we're getting super chat love and we're getting, you know, love for as far as like membership purchases go. That's huge. What that does for the channel, just putting eyes on us and then also letting some new people see what some of those perks are with the channel membership. I'm going to say what's up to everyone in the audience. We're going to talk about Scream 7 here in just a minute. I just want to make sure that there's absolutely no spoilers and no even like dancing around what you've heard from the spoilers. Just none of that conversation or, you know, I'll have to delete the chat and remove you and all that stuff. And we don't want to do that. We're buddies. But I wanted to say really quick, just to put a pin on everything with watching The Thing and the memberships that were bought. Guys, we have a horror movie club here on the Davey Deathray channel. I just started it in 2026. We've actually been going through the Scream series. So every other week we meet together. We watch the films independently, but kind of like a book club. We meet up, you know, twice a month and we discuss thematic ties between the movies that we're watching. So right now we've been, you know, watching all the Scream movies. We're all the way through 6. And on Monday, you know, with opening weekend for Scream 7 being upon us pretty much here, on Monday, we're going to have a members only discussion on the themes of the film as well. So we'll probably talk, you know, all sorts of spoilers and stuff there, but it'll be more about, you know, what Scream 7 does thematically that is different than the other movies in the franchise, and then what makes it tie into the other ones. So anyways, just for you guys that are members, a little bit of an insight to what you can get. And I've got a whole bunch of other really fun stuff planned for the horror movie club this year. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be such a good time, and other fun membership, you know, exclusive membership kind of perks and all that as well. So keep an eye out for that, you new channel members, and welcome on in. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on, you know, it's such a late time. Jeez, it's almost 10:30 out here in the desert. So we're past midnight out on the East Coast. Let me know you're watching by jumping into the live chat or jumping into the comments if you're watching on the replay. And guys, whether you're watching now or you're watching after the fact, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything when I drop a new video, like my Scream final trailer slow-mo breakdown, or when I announce that I'm going to go live, because sometimes I do it like I did it tonight, where it was a super chat goal and it was very, very last minute. And here we are, about a dozen of us hanging out and having a great time. So yeah, you're not going to want to miss any of that kind of shit. Okay, let's jump into it. I'm going to put this banner up on the screen. There we go. Scream 7 final predictions. No spoilers, duh. But I am going to say what's up to everybody that's hanging out with us. And then, yeah, guys, feel free to just let me know. Like, you know, predictions. Yeah, we can call them predictions. Also, let me know if there's just something that you really want to see. You know, wants, wishes, theories, all that stuff. We're not giving, you know, nothing about any, obviously, I'm just going to say it again, nothing about any of the leaks or spoilers that have been going out there. I have been #blessed and haven't seen any of this stuff. And I want to continue to avoid it because I'm going to watch the movie tomorrow night. And I just want to go in fresh, you know? So there we go. I'm going to say what's up to you guys here in the audience. We got Ghost in the Dark Hills hanging out. Opening night. It's a Scream, baby. Oh, yeah. Linda saying, dang, wish I could stay in chat Scream with y'all. I'm exhausted, though, and am heading off to Slumberland. I need to be well rested for Scream 7. Yes, you do, Linda. And no worries, you can catch this. Maybe you got to drive from work to, the movie or something tomorrow, and you can put a little bit of this on or whatever, just to kind of get in the groove. Or maybe you're just going to put on like the Scream 2 soundtrack or something like that. I don't know. I hope you have an amazing time at the movie. Thank you so much for being a channel member. And like I said in the chat there, I can't wait to see what you think about Scream 7. We're going to be, a lot of us are going to see it tomorrow. And we're going to be forever changed. Let's just be, honest about the whole thing. Just forever changed. There we go. Thank you for hitting that like button, Linda. Really appreciate you. Going to see the Scream 7 opening night at 6 p.m. That's me too, but it's 6 p.m. out here in Arizona. So I'm going to go full like dark mode on my phone tomorrow, and can't wait to check it out in the theater. Yeah. Yeah, well, and luckily with me on YouTube, if I see something that's like Scream 7, I'll scroll right past it really quick. I'm not watching any videos that, even my buddy Lee put out a video about some things that he's been seeing out there as far as like, the first reviews that have been coming out. I haven't seen, I'm not looking at any of that stuff. I just want to be surprised. I want to form my own opinion while I'm watching and then while I'm thinking about the film on the drive home. And I don't want anyone else's thoughts or anything like that to muck that up or even just like influence it. I just want to go in, genuine article. That's what I always promise I give you guys is it's the genuine Davey Deathray article. We got Chris and Shell talk movies. What's happening, guys? How are you doing? Say, hey, everyone. Hope you enjoy Scream 7, seeing it for the second time in 2 hours time. Chris, you are so fortunate. My other Australian buddy, Chris, posted that he was watching it last night as well. It was late early this morning, maybe for me. But yeah, you Aussies, like you guys get to, you Aussies get to see it a little bit early. Although it's still technically the 26th for you. So what can you do? You guys don't get to control which side of the international date line you live on. Come on. Hope you had a great time, and can't wait to watch it myself and then and see what you have to say about it, Chris. Looking forward to that. Let's see here. OG Bloodline says, I just can't wait to see Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, it's looking a lot better than the first one, for sure. The characters look pretty awesome, and I'm curious about this one. Yeah, I really love the very, very first Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s. I dig that one. We got Jigsaw, one of our great channel members, one of our newest channel members, and this guy was just throwing the dough everywhere during the Thing watch party stream. Thank you so much, Jigsaw. Really appreciate you. Hope you're ready to talk some Scream. What's happening, Destin? How are you doing, man? So great to see you. I saw you got your press pass for one of them bigger horror conventions. That's friggin' awesome, man. I'm like, dude, I gotta try to get some of that action as well. I mean, usually I'm hanging out with the horror show guys, but I'm like, I might as well shoot my shot and let these people know that I exist, even if they say no. At least I'm reaching out, right? Hope you're doing well, man. Looks like you're having a heck of a time out there in the world, having a lot of fun and busting your butt. So good to see you, Destin. Thanks for hanging out, man. We got Steph. What's happening, Skittles? How you doing? One of our great channel members. Welcome on in, Steph. We got Antonis Andriotis, another one of our great channel members. What's happening, Antonis? Destin says, I was supposed to see Scream 7 tomorrow, but now I'm booked for the new show called Recap with Julia Stiles and Jane Levy. Ooh, that's awesome. So Julia Stiles may be making a little bit of a comeback. I haven't seen her in quite a while, but I think Jane Levy is so incredibly talented. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Very inspiring to see you, living that dream of, being a performer. I think like, it's just, there's something that feels good about being, in that position where you're like, I'm getting to be a part of this huge entertainment project for a living, or for, part of your living. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to act like I know what's what. But that's awesome, man. And I really hope it turns into something where you're going to get some opportunities. I think it's, I've heard those stories, and then, nothing holding you back from, pursuing acting in a greater sense, right? So foot in the door, keep it up, man. Great to see you, Destin. Love it. Yeah, me too, bud. I've been very fortunate. So it's one of the good things about the not being popular. The best thing about not having a channel no one cares about is people aren't bugging me and ruining trying to ruin the show or anything like that. And guys, I do want to let you know, on the stream I put a you have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes to jump in to the chat and everything like that. And I'm trying to dissuade people that might just want to come in and cause havoc. So putting that out there. I think Netflix will put Scream 7 on 4K in early April? No, I don't think it'll be that early. Early April, because that's barely a month, barely over a month. I'm hoping that here's what I'm hoping for, Ghost. I'm hoping that Scream has a healthy, good few weeks at the theater, where the first 2 weeks, I want it to be #1 in the box office. I want to see the best numbers for a Scream opening that I've ever seen, because that encourages them to hold off putting it to streaming, even putting it to streaming for pay, right? So we see it a lot with movies now, where it's like a month after it comes out, Silent Hill's already going to streaming, already. Boom, there it is. No one liked it, it goes to streaming quick. So I'm hoping that all that stuff gets pushed back, because that means that Scream 7 is hopefully a really good movie, but at least a very successful movie. That means it can enjoy a longer run at the theater. Better hope for a Scream 8 for sure with that happening. And I would say 4K. So if they roll with the 4K same day release on Blu-ray, and I don't know, I usually go by feel and what I see in the coming out in the press and everything, but this isn't my forte, just so you know, Ghost. I'm more of a deep dive, insightful chat about, filmmaking and storytelling, and less of the, physical media, aspects and features and release dates. But I can spitball, and I think I can spitball pretty well on this. If Scream 7 does really well, I don't think we're going to get a physical release until May. That's what I'm thinking. Early to mid-May. They're going to want to draw it out. They're going to want to have people go see it at the theater. That's what they're going to want. And then streaming, I don't know. I would imagine streaming for $20 a pop or whatever. We're probably going to see that mid-April. Probably. Yeah, I would say maybe, 5-6 weeks after it comes out, something like that. I hope at least 6 weeks. I just hope they give it some time, right? Edward Duncan says some a-hole from UK trying to spoil the end of the movie, so I'm not listening to it. I didn't read. Oh yeah, no worries, Duncan. I think, I've been staying off other people's streams. Some of my buddies and some channels that I just like watching, they went live earlier today, and I jumped in to say hi, but I jumped right out because I didn't want to see something pop up in the chat because, someone in the UK or someone, down in Dionenda got the chance to watch it. And I'm not saying, I'm not making assumptions about any of those people, but you know how people can be, where they just, it's like the Joker in The Dark Knight or whatever. Some people just want to watch the world burn, So yeah, thank you for not saying anything. And, it sounds like you didn't get anything spoiled, so that's great. Sleep. What's that? Is that when your feet fit in the pillow? Wait, your feet in the pillow, right? Is that when your feet hit the pillow, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay, sorry. I've been streaming for hours at this point, Jig, so I'm just trying to keep it together. Yeah, oh my gosh. I was up very late last night fighting with my computer to get that final trailer breakdown all rendered out because my computer was having a tough time. So I was up until about 5 just doing that. Kind of crazy. Ghost, I do like the Scream TV series. I do like that show. I never watched the 3rd season. I didn't like so I like the first 2 seasons. They did that like Halloween special kind of like movie. Wasn't a big fan of that. I want a Ghostface story to be fleshed out more and not just be like a run-in with somebody like one random night, which I'm pretty sure is how that, ends up figuring out. It's kind of just like a regular slasher, but with a whodunit tacked on. But yeah, I like the first 2 seasons of that for sure. Antonis says, my final prediction, Sydney and her daughter will survive. I think you're right. I mean, with Sydney, I think that's a foregone conclusion because of Nev's contract for sure. And that would be crazy to get rid of her daughter. Like, I think Tatum's got to be making it out of this one, right? The idea is hopefully to pass the torch on to her and see how that goes. See if Isabel May can carry this series from here, right? Yeah, I'm right there with you, Jigsaw. Yep. Absolutely. What's happening, Paula? So good to see you. I love all the mods too, but I don't know if any of them are here right now. But I'll tell them that you love them, Paula, and I love them too. And we all love you. So how about that? I hope he's not, Sean. I hope he's not. So, and we're not talking any spoilers. So, if you've heard anything about whether or not something happens, I just want it to be, zip the lip on all that kind of stuff. But I hope Stu doesn't come back. I hope they just, some sort of AI thing or some sort of trickery, that's what I'm hoping for. Sad that you can't wear your costume to the premiere, only the role, not the mask for safety, only the robe. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean, I get that. It's so funny. 5 years ago, you had to wear a mask to go anywhere. And now they're like, no, you can't. I get it to a certain degree. Like, I used to dress up. I mean, I still dress up as Michael Myers every Halloween. And when I lived in Portland, the public transportation there is great. And I was still drinking at the time. And I went out with my, the person I was dating at the time and some friends. And we just took the bus. It was way easier and safer. But I had to take my mask off on the bus. They wouldn't let me get on the bus wearing my Michael Myers mask, which is weird. Like, what am I hiding under the mask? Like, do you think I've just got like a gun taped to my face? Under the mask? I mean, maybe somebody would do that. I would never do that. And it wouldn't even occur to me unless I was trying to think of a joke. We got Candace Wyndham in the house. How are you doing, Candace? So good to see you. Somebody I know from Juneau, Alaska. Gosh, Candace, in the last stream when we watched The Thing, when we did a watch party for The Thing, one of another JDHS alumni jumped in. So great to see you, Candace. Hope you're doing well. Hope your family is doing well also. And the text says, have ticks for 6:30 Eastern tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Honestly, I've been considering that Stu won't actually be a killer if he is in fact still alive. Maybe he'll end up helping Sid, but who knows, Candace? I've been having those same thoughts. I broke down that first trailer. I think it was the first trailer. And I was like, what if it's this like Silence of the Lambs kind of thing, where if Stu is alive, he wants to help catch whoever the Ghostface is for whatever reason. Maybe he just doesn't want them to get the glory that, steal the glory from he and Billy. Who knows? Maybe he's actually reformed. We don't know. But I think that's an interesting idea. I'm hoping he's not there just because to write it to where Stu is alive and to have it be like even believable within a slasher movie world, because Scream has built a relatively grounded slasher world. It's not, obviously it's a movie. Not everything is, it's not going to be realistic, but as far as slasher franchises go, compare Scream to the big three, compare Scream to Halloween, Friday the 13th, and A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I think the one it's closest to as far as like, believability is Halloween, but we're really just talking like the first Halloween, when we're talking that as far as like, believability in that series. So I want Scream to still maintain a somewhat grounded feel and not do something so soap opera-y as to bring back a character that we've been told is dead and no one's talked about, or we haven't really seen anything else about as far as Stu goes. No talk about a trial, nothing. So he's got to be dead. Gosh, I hope so. Yeah, they've been talking about Scream 8 for months now. There's been talk that it is kind of secretly in pre-production. You know, like I would imagine they're low-key doing pre-production for that movie. That they probably have a pretty good feeling. We've seen the I pulled up the, let me see if I can grab it here, guys. I pulled the numbers for the pre-sales. They're expecting $50 to $55 million in pre-sales for opening weekend for Scream 7. So yeah, I think it's pretty safe for them to kind of, you know, while they're editing this film, they're probably like, well, if we get to make an 8th movie, where would we go? And you might as well start like kind of outlining the things that you want to do and all that kind of stuff, and just sort of figuring out a skeleton for a story, because Scream makes people stars, or it helps if they're not already stars. And you're going to want to lock these people down as far as scheduling goes. Maybe Destin can give us a little more insight on scheduling. I don't know how much, you know, how much knowledge you gain of that with what you're doing right now, Destin. But I would imagine if you think you're going to have a sequel and you're going to want to be bringing some of these performers back, the sooner you know that you're going to, you know, get the ball rolling, and the more prep you can do on, if you can start pre-production kind of early before it's officially green lit, if they're allowed to work on that stuff, or at least Kevin's allowed to work on that stuff, you probably want to nail it down as soon as you can and just get it on the books and get those people. Just look at what's happening with Thanksgiving too. Like the sequel to Thanksgiving, we were supposed to get like a year after the movie, and then it was supposed to be 2, and we're not getting it this year. And you know, Addison Rae is she's going all over the world performing her music. Like she's a model and a singer and an actress. Patrick Dempsey is a very successful performer. Like all of these people have careers, right? So I think Milo Manheim is like doing a bunch of stuff as well. It's like, you know, scheduling and getting everyone in the same place to make the movie can be a little tricky. So I'm glad to know that they're working on that. Early 2027 is what Ghost is saying. I don't think it's officially been greenlit. At least I haven't heard that yet, Ghost. I'm not sure if you've heard, you know, otherwise. Like I would bet everything I've got that it's going to happen for sure. Let's see here. I thought they can't talk about the movie until 2 weeks later so people can see the movie and then give their own review. Who do you mean by they, Sean? They can't talk about the movie? Who do you mean? I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if she got punched again. She gets punched a lot, Paula. What's happening, Chad? Look, Chad's jumping in on Facebook to say what's up. Now he's on the YouTube side. What's happening, Chad? Hope you're doing well, bud. Are you guys all wrapped up now with The Last Nightmare Part 2? Are you all wrapped up? Or do you have other stuff to pick up? I'm curious. We got Jamie Hart in the chat, one of our great channel members and our original Death Squad mod, our mama mod. Hope you're doing well there, Jamie. Ghost is in Portland. All right. I lived there for about, 11 years. Yeah. 11 years out there in PDX. Played music out there in multiple bands and lived in the Woodstock area, lived off like Hawthorne and like 52nd, lived out off like Russell and MLK. Yep. Oh yeah. East side Portland for sure. Northeast, southeast. Yeah, that's probably a thing too. Yeah, after that whole thing. And I think they just really, I think the whole mask thing is, you know, with video cameras everywhere, if somebody does something, they just want to have a good look at their face. I think that's what it is. Let's see here. Not yet. Are you actively still filming now, Chad? Or are you guys meeting back up for another shoot? I know I have a lot of questions. Oh, the rules should be that YouTubers give it 2 or 3 weeks. Well, you know, so here's the thing, Sean, is like when you run a YouTube channel, it's like your own little business, right? And I mean, people are gonna, it's sort of like, it's like asking journalists to not report a story. so people can like find out about it themselves. You know what I mean? In that sense, I get what you're saying. Here's the cool thing though, Sean. You can totally ignore, you know, you don't have to click on any of the reviews or anything if you want to give people enough time. I think with something like this, with a franchise like Scream, you know, I think giving people the weekend. But I'm going to do, what I'll do, guys, is, you know, I don't do like a traditional review usually. So what I'll do is I'll check out the movie tomorrow. I'm going to come back home. We're going to do a live stream here, and we're going to talk all the spoilers here. So you don't have to join if you don't want anything spoiled. We're going to do that. And I'm, you know, that's going to be under the assumption that if you're watching the chat, you've seen the movie, and, or, you know, if you're watching the stream, you've seen the movie and you're ready to talk about it. And if you're not, you don't have to join. And then I'll record like a short review that'll be non-spoiler. So that'll just be like a YouTube short. So I'll be, you know, I'm going to do a little bit of everything here, but I don't do like traditional movie reviews like a lot of folks do. Maybe I should try one for Scream 7. I guess we'll see how much I have to say about it. Now, if it totally rocks my socks and I feel like I've got a lot to say, or maybe it really disappoints me and I feel like I have a lot to say, I might do, you know, a more analytical kind of deep dive video. So, you know, we'll see. I also like, you know, Rockland Graves, Evan from Rockland Graves. One of the things I like about what he does is he's got a hugely successful channel. Like, he does awesome numbers, and rightly so. His work is really good. If you guys don't subscribe to Rockland Graves, you got to go over there and check him out. He will do like these deep dives, but it's like the movie's like a year old or a year and a half old. And it's kind of cool that way because he gets to, you know, I'm sure he watches them multiple times. He writes these really thoughtful scripts. It's like taking a college course on, you know, it's like taking a literature course on this movie. So like his video on Heretic, and I'm just pulling that one out because that was one that like, it just really stands out to me. I loved the movie. And not only that, but when I watched his video, I found that there were other things about the movie that I loved that I just didn't notice, because his insights made me notice more about this movie that I already thought was great. And so that's kind of cool too, when people can sort of take a breath, let everyone else talk about it, let all the reviewers talk about it, because in a sense, Evan does kind of review the film as far as telling you, you know, if he likes it or not. But he's just got this really interesting way of, you know, talking about kind of like the storytelling mechanisms and the, you know, and just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a really beautiful way of reviewing film. And I like that he waits a while, but I'm not going to wait a while. I'm going to talk about it right away. I'm not going to copy. It's because I'm not going to copy Evan. It's not because I can't control myself. No. Let's see here. Have many creepy Ghostface phone calls. How many creepy Ghostface phone calls will Scream 7 have? I don't know. I am not sure. Yeah, I mean, how many are, who's he going to call? Is he only going to call Sydney in this one? Is Sydney the only one that's going to get the phone calls? She's the only one that we've seen so far in the trailer that's gotten the calls. And then another thing I was thinking about, I think I brought it up in that breakdown that I just dropped earlier today. How many days do we think this movie's going to take to tell? You know, the originals, like, I think most of the Scream movies, it's like 2 days usually, right? 2 to 3 days, something like that. I'm getting the feeling, just from what we've seen in the trailer, Nev is wearing that same black sweater with the thin white stripes on it in so many of those shots. I'm like, what if this movie takes place all in one day? That would be kind of crazy. Or like from one night into the next night. So like a full 24 hours ish, you know? I don't necessarily expect it to do that. I don't know if that's like, I would call that a final prediction, but I keep on asking the Scream franchise to just do some things differently. And that would be a little bit different, to have it compressed, maybe feel a little bit more urgent, right? You know, so that's definitely something I want to see. I really want to see a cliffhanger ending too. Let me know in the chat. Do you want to see a cliffhanger ending? I don't know. Am I the only one? Documentary about, oh, gotcha. Are you talking about those two kids? Yeah. Where am I seeing that? Sorry, I'm just going back through the chat really quick. I must have missed something. Anywho, the document. So there's one, Nightmare Files. He's got one. He just put out a documentary about the Gainesville Ripper that's really good. He's here on YouTube. Yeah, I learned about the Gainesville Ripper like probably about 10 years ago. I did this huge deep dive into true crime, like serial killers. So I watched all this stuff about Dahmer and Bundy and the Green River Killer. And then I started watching maybe like 5 years ago, interrogation videos, body cam videos. So then there's, that Russell Williams guy up in Canada. I watched his interrogation, which is just a total masterclass. And that guy was, not only a creep, but a murderous creep. And it's just kind of fascinating. Who's that other one? Stephen Daniels, the one guy that, offed somebody that lived in his apartment complex that he had a crush on. And just, so I watched all this kind of stuff. It's totally crazy. When I saw the Gainesville Ripper thing like 10 years ago, I had no idea that Scream was based on a true story. No idea. Well, very loosely, like Kevin was inspired by the Gainesville Ripper story. And then it's not like the two are that similar. There's just certain elements that he sort of worked into the story. So based on a true story is sort of like, it would be like Scream, the story of Scream was inspired by true crime, I guess is a better way to say it. Like Ghost says right there, inspired by Gainesville Ripper. See, he's saying it 3 minutes ago. I did not see Courtney Cox on Jimmy Fallon. The last like late night talk show I watched was like Conan O'Brien in the early 2000s. I've actually been watching some of that, going back and watching from that era on YouTube. It's been fun. Well, it kind of looks like it a little bit. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to see as far as, the story and everything goes. Sloppenheimer says, thoughts on the opening scene? I don't know if I'm sold on the Mocker house being the opening. There's no slash into a title card. Just Ghostface walking into the camera seems odd to me. Yeah, sure. That is, usually that's what we get, is we get like a slash for the title card. And maybe you're right. Maybe the Mocker house getting burned down, maybe that's the end of the movie. I mean, that would be kind of weird, right? Like, what if we have like Ghostface is all unmasked and then we think the movie's over, right? And then everything lights back up and we're at the house and the couple is going from the car into the house, blah, 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 blah. Ghostface comes out, kills both of them, walks out to the camera, and boom, that's the end of the movie. Like, that's kind of a wild thought, right? I don't think I've heard anyone say that. What if that shot is the last shot of the movie? It would be sort of crazy for them to give that away in the trailer, at least the Mocker house burning. But also, it leans into me wanting a cliffhanger. So I kind of like it now. It just occurred to me, and now I'm like, this is a great idea. Because I want a cliffhanger ending. By the way, thanks Sloppenheimer for jumping on in and hanging out with us. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. Oh yeah, a little bonus late night with the Davey here. This is great. Thanks for jumping in and dropping the comment, and sort of, because I've been talking about in my videos that I'm pretty sure it's the opening scene, right? So I appreciate the pushback, because now I like this idea more of all the Mocker house stuff being at the end of the movie. It is the addendum. It is the proof that there is another Ghostface, maybe even part of the crew that's operating in Scream 7 that is still out there, or at least there's unfinished business, and that would lead right into a Scream 8, which could be really cool. What do you think, Sloppenheimer? I don't know. Just humming along to my own music. Ghost, I know I see something about you saying like I missed a comment. Sometimes I just miss some of the comments, man. I just 22 people hanging out. I'm not going to necessarily read off everything. So I don't mean any offense, but sometimes I just make a decision to click on one or not click on one. Creepiest documentary, I think, is Dahmer from what I've seen so far. You mean documentary, or are you talking about those TV shows that they make about them? Man, the Dahmer interviews are really good. Like real Jeffrey Dahmer interviews are fascinating. It's kind of gnarly. Yeah, well, other than the Bugman thing, yeah. The idea of people stopping because they see somebody being dumped down a chute and then they end up getting killed. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that was on Unsolved Mysteries and everything. Yeah, it's a crazy, it is a crazy story. You should check out the Nightmare Files video, Steph. I might be able to even pull it over and drop it into the chat. Let me see what we got. Because he reached out to me yesterday on Discord and he was like, hey, dude, I just wanted to show you this video that I put together. And if you dig it and you want to cover it on your channel or react to it, I just wanted to give you a heads up. So, Steph, I'm sure you've seen Nightmare Files hanging out in the chats here and in the Discord. He has a really successful channel. I'm talking 250,000 subs. Like the dude is rocking it. And his video on the Gainesville Ripper that I just dropped there in the chat is really good. So check it out. 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 Jigsaw dropping a gifted membership. And who's getting this one? Let's see who gets this gifted membership. Oh, look at that. Chad picked it up. Mr. Chud's Corner. Welcome to membership, Chad. Welcome, welcome, man. This might be, you know, the second or third time you've been gifted a membership. That's pretty cool. We're going to be talking, Chad, I don't know how... I get the feeling maybe you're kind of lukewarm on Scream. I don't know. Chad, maybe you really like Scream. But we're doing a... The members are having a members only live stream on Monday where we're going to talk about like the thematic elements of Scream 7. We've worked our way all the way through the franchise, and now we're going to be talking about the latest one. If you're able to catch the movie this weekend and you want to jump in, just wanted to let you know and formally invite you. I mean, you're invited already. You're a channel member, so there you go. Oh, nice. I have not seen that. I did not watch that bit that got, you know, released. It didn't get leaked. It was, you know, properly released. I've only watched like the official trailers. So I've only seen the first trailer, the Super Bowl one, and then the final trailer. I've avoided the other stuff because I just want to watch the movie. Yeah, I remember you sharing that story, Jamie. That is, you know, I think the thing for me, like, I mean, true crime is absolutely creepy, and I think having mixed feelings about it is natural, especially if your family's been affected by it, right? And so for those of us whose families have never been affected by it, there's a fascination, I think, that doesn't, you know, we're probably less likely to feel a personal conflict about just being interested in the story itself. And I think for me, I'm gonna try see if I can articulate this. The people that do these horrific things are absolute monsters. That's why I don't like when they do those monster TV shows, the Ryan Murphy stuff about Ed Gein and Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff. I don't like that because to me, it's like they're exaggerating it to sensationalize it. And in some way I think to me, it glorifies the actual real monster. And then, so for me, like, you know, watching things that are more academic about, you know, these crimes, I'm fascinated to learn about them because I also think these terrible people they're anomalies. So, and I think we as humans are fascinated by people who are anomalies. And so a lot of the times though, the people, you know, that I think of that are anomalies are people like LeBron James or Michael Jordan, or Alyssa Liu, or anybody that's in the Olympics. Like, you are oh my gosh, you are a physical freak and you've got the dedication to do that stuff. Like, these people there's something just so fascinating and unique about them. Most people aren't like them. And with these monstrous people that commit these crimes in real life, I think for me, there's a fascination because it just seems so bonkers. And I don't mean any disrespect by it. maybe it doesn't make any sense to say it, but it's totally an innocent fascination, like, you know, at least from my perspective. And I don't think any of it's cool. And I don't think there's anything to celebrate about these people. I just think there's stuff we can learn from these freak things and freaks of nature, essentially. But yeah, I'll say this, Jamie, just to put a button on all of that. That's why I like the stuff that's just made up, like Halloween, Scream. I mean, they say Scream is based on, it's very loosely inspired by true crime, right? But yeah, I like the fake stuff a lot more. Let's see here. Jones says there's going to be an 8. I would imagine they have been talking about it for a while. It has not been officially greenlit, but yeah, I think you can, you know, put that one in the bank for sure. I think Sam will come back at some point, Ghost. I think it's going to happen. Never say never. Rights change hands. Certain people leave their jobs. Other people come into jobs. You know, horror franchises bounce all over the place. So once Spyglass doesn't have control over it anymore, I think that you could see an opening for, you know, that relationship to be recovered or that breach to be repaired. And I would love to see Melissa Barrera come back. Jenna Ortega too, I guess. I think Tara's not a very interesting character. Jenna's a really good actress. Tara's not very interesting. I think Sam's a lot more interesting. And yeah, it would be great to have him back. It would be cool. They could do something really fun with it, especially after a break. I think it kind of opens things up for them to be a little more creative. Yeah. I sort of want that too, Steph. I want, like, I'm hoping in Scream 7, there's like a handful of ghost faces. I kind of want it to be like a big old group. Do you think it's going to be something weird, like some sort of prank thing? Some sort of prank that then ends up becoming a real thing? I don't know. That's something to chew on. But like, it's going to start out as a practical joke and then a real ghost face is going to enter the chat, as the kids say. Maybe. I don't think so. We pretty much saw that with Billy and Sam, just that Sam decided to not finish what Billy had started. I don't think they're going to go back to that, for sure. Cult of Roman? Dude, very, very likely that something is tied to that. Because remember, guys, Scream is about the sins of the mother. That's the whole theme of this franchise, sins of the mother. Maureen Prescott is the reason why, well, what Maureen Prescott, you know, did as far as breaking up Billy's family. That was, I guess, mistake number 2, because mistake number 1 was rejecting Roman, right? Roman got rejected. He found Billy. Billy found Stu. There you go. And then that wasn't enough. Billy needed to get revenge even more and go after Sydney and get that next, you know, extra layer of revenge. So, you know, and then ever since then, Sydney's been paying for the sins of her mother, essentially, is the way that the story's been set up. And now in 3, they tried to paint it in a way where, you know, Maureen was the way she was because of these terrible things that happened to her. But I'm just talking in the simplest forms. It's not a judgment on Maureen's, you know, on fictional character Maureen Prescott's character, but it's just, you know, we use these terms when we're talking about storytelling, right? Sins of the father is a very, you know, a very well used storytelling mechanism. I think that Bane from Batman is a sins of the father character where he's doing prison time for this, literally the sins of his father. And I kind of like that theme in Scream. And I think we're just going to see it shift from Maureen to Sydney, because now she's the mother. And I'm not saying that Sydney is out there strutting her shit around like she's Sharon Stone or anything like that. But I just think now that she's the mother, we're going to transfer all that guilt to her and blame Tatum. So we're going to see sort of a, you know, the cycle's going to begin again. And Cult of Roman could be, it could be somebody that's connected to him somehow. Absolutely. Well, you know, we use these terms based on a true story, and that term based on a true story is about as tenuous as it gets, right? Because, yeah, Wes Craven was inspired by a story about a man who thought something was trying to kill him in his sleep, and he ended up having a heart attack in his sleep. There was not a dream demon named Freddy Krueger, though, that killed kids that killed this guy. So it's like based on a true story. You know what I mean? You could say that about anything, right? You could, like Halloween, you could say, well, that's based on a true story because there were guys that killed young women at some point in history in the suburbs. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. But I mean, I do think that's an interesting story of Wes to tell, but very, very loosely connected. Yeah. Yeah, dude, you're a freaking channel member. Scream 3 is my shit. There we go. No, dude, what's great is Love and Live both work for that, right? I live Scream. You know, like you're like, fuck you for even asking, Davey. I live that shit, bro. And I love it. Yeah, man, if you're able to catch the new movie this weekend and you want to hang out with us Sunday or Monday, right? Monday. I'm like, wait, what day is it? Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the themes. So, you know, I know you're busy and everything like that, but you can always watch the replay as well if you would like to. All right. Dewan Terrell. Yeah. It took me, I was like, wait, how do I break this up? Because it's all just one. All right. Dewan Terrell says, I feel like The Burning of the House is a reset of the franchise setting up for a new trilogy 8 through 10. That is awesome. I dig that. And I see Sloppenheimer is jumping in here too. I know I'm so far behind on the chat, guys. I'm very loquacious. I am very blah, 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 quite verbose, all that kind of stuff. So forgive me for just, this is what I do. If you're relatively new to the channel and you like, you know, jumping in on live streams where somebody is just stream of consciousness talking about their nerdy passion for movies and all that kind of crap, man, you've come to the right place. So we got over 20 people hanging out with us, and this is a late one, guys. Thank you so much for spending, you know, the midnight hours here with me. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. I think you're onto something here, Dewan. Yeah, like I had said, you know, it would be really cool to have a cliffhanger, and then we could have something totally new where Tatum is kind of like our girl, right? Tatum becomes the new Sydney or the new Sam, right? So we extend that story through there. Sloppenheimer says the only thing about the Mocker House not being the opening is I don't know who would be the real opening. My first thought, you know what? Maybe it's something that happens at that hospital, you know, the psychiatric hospital. It could be that. So that's the thing, guys, is they have been, you know, the trailers that we've seen, it's almost like we keep on seeing the same 3 scenes from different angles in these trailers. So it seems like they've given away quite a bit. And granted, yeah, I mean, we've seen bloodied characters getting stabbed and dragged away. You know, we've seen that in these trailers. They could still be, you know, you never really know with these whodunits. It doesn't mean it's a foregone conclusion that those characters won't make it out. But we haven't, I feel like we've just gotten, you know, little snapshots. The opening could be something that we've seen nothing from. And yeah, you're right. We haven't seen Anna Camp at all in the trailers, at least as far as I can tell. We haven't seen Ethan Embry. There's another one of the like teen, one of the male teens. We saw Ozzy Germain's character in the final trailer, but I don't think we saw the other guy. So yeah, there's still some things that need to be unearthed here that we have not really seen. So I think maybe the opening kill, if it's not the Mocker House, Sloppenheimer, then it might be something that you're not going to know till you sit your butt in that seat and you hear that phone ring. So I'm guessing that's how the movie's going to start. I think that's how most of these movies start. All of them, a little phone ring. I'm going to have to put on a little Scream action later on tonight. Which one should I watch? I think I might have to watch 3, Chad. I think you inspired me. I like 3 a lot more. You know, the last 3-4 years of my life, I've really been warming up to it. I love Roman's reveal. I love all the, you know, it's funny. It's like a Greek tragedy between he and Sydney. And that's kind of funny because in Scream 2, Sydney was in that play that's like a Greek tragedy, you know? about this character that has to, you know, bear the brunt of, you know, all this negativity that she's had nothing to do, but now it's all fallen on her. You know, and then in the next movie, she's got this epic thing with her half brother. I love how that all goes down. I know Scream 3 wasn't what a lot of people, even the people that created it, it wasn't what they originally wanted. We all know that story, right? And so I think they did pretty damn good considering they couldn't do what they wanted. We've seen a lot of instances in Hollywood where a movie gets made and the creator didn't get to do what they wanted, and it's an absolute fucking mess. And say what you want about Scream 3, it certainly has its critics. I don't think it's an absolute mess. There are a few things I might pull out of there, little Jay and Silent Bob stuff. Don't really need all of that, you know, a couple things there. But I don't know. I don't even mind Courtney Cox's bangs, whatever. You know, just, you know, I could look at those bangs and I know I'm watching Scream 3, so it's just an indicator. Something like that. My mom has a true crime story on AMW, so it's interesting how they tell your story. AMW? What's that? Where can we watch that, Steph? I think I remember you mentioning that in a stream or on Discord at some point. Yeah, I am just so not interested in watching any of those movies on principle. And I get it. No one has to agree with me on my principles. They're just my principles. I'm not into glorifying or doing anything that could be construed as celebrating or embellishing on the, you know, the stories of real life monsters. It was bad enough what they did. We don't need to. They make up so many things in those shows, guys. They make up a lot. Like the Ed Gein one, they made up so much. The inaccuracies are jarring. Just because they gave Billy a child doesn't everyone gonna end up with it. Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that's one thing that we're seeing here as fans is people are like, what if it's this person's sister, this person's dad, this person's mom? It's like, okay, it could be. Absolutely, it could be. We've seen that a lot. I'm hoping it's not, because we've seen that a lot. So, you know, and I hope I don't come off as a dick or anything. I'm not trying to tell anyone that like your idea is dumb or anything like that. That is not it. I'm just trying to talk it through and rationalize why I think they won't do it. But you got to acknowledge that it's absolutely, you know, a possibility. With Stu having a kid, that's a little tougher, right? Because Casey dumped him. They killed Casey. Then he was with Tatum, and she didn't make it out of the first movie, and neither did Stu. So then it's like, even you're jumping through another hurdle. It was already enough in Scream 5 where you're like, oh, Billy was double banging. Interesting. But, you know, that is a little bit of a leap. And then if you told me that Stu was doing the same thing, but now there's like 3 women involved, and somehow he got, you know, this 17-year-old kid was banging 3 chicks and got one of them pregnant. I mean, again, it's possible. I don't think so. We got Emoji Matt jumping on in. What's happening, Emoji Matt? It's been a little bit since we've seen you, but I recognize your name and I recognize your Go Power Rangers. Rock on, man. Emoji Matt drops a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. And says, I'm so busy and tired, I forgot this was coming out. That's wild, man. It has been like consuming my life, Matt. Matt goes on to say, I really want Stu to be alive, all caps. But I think it's the AI route. I also deeply wish for a Laurie Metcalf cameo of some kind. I hope we get cameos that we don't know about. I think the reason why they announced Foley and Lillard is because they knew it was going to get out. So I think it's a combo of things. I think they knew it was going to get out anyway. And I think they were like, well, some people are mad at us about the whole Melissa Barrera thing, and they wanted us to bring her back, and we're not. Maybe if we give them, hey, guys, Matt Lillard's coming back, because people fucking love that guy. And rightly so. I mean, I've never met him, but I love his performances. I mean, SLC Punk's one of my favorite, you know, I don't even know what genre to put that in. I was about to say like favorite comedy movie, but I'm like, man, that movie's like can get really heavy too. It's SLC Punk for me is just as hilarious as it is emotional. It's a very unique movie. And I think it's Matthew Lillard's best role. If you haven't seen SLC Punk, check it out. I think you're going to get the best Matt Lillard you've ever gotten. And Emoji Matt, you know how I feel. I'm not into Stu being alive, but I'm not here to piss on anyone's parade. They could somehow find a way to make it work, maybe. I think for me, when I think about Stu being alive, I'm like, man, I don't want that job. I don't want to be the person having to write that. Like, to have that make sense, that's really tough, right? Again, possible. And again, stretchy movie logic, although, you know, Scream's movie logic, maybe we don't want to stretch, like, where are my hands? We don't want to stretch it this much. Maybe we only want to stretch it, like, play with it, like right about here. You know what I mean? Like Halloween and Friday the 13th, stretch like as much as you want, you know. Scream, yeah, let's try to keep it within the realm. But I think you're right. I think it's going to be the AI route. I would totally be down with Laurie Metcalf. If they're going to bring other people back through AI, you guys know how I feel about Scream 2. I love Scream 2. It's my second favorite. You know, it's the third favorite of mine in the franchise. Scream 4, Scream 2. Those are my top 3. And I love the finale. I love the camp and the over the top. The one-liners in the finale of Scream 2 are the fucking best one-liners in the franchise. I said what I said. And I really enjoyed Laurie Metcalf. Thank you so much for the $10, Emoji Matt. You are awesome. I hope I didn't make you wait too long to read this thing off. I apologize. Again, verbose and loquacious. How about it? Well, and I don't even, for me, it's not even that. It's probably something different for everyone, Steph. I don't think I'll ever understand that, right? I guess I just find the stories fascinating. And I think in some way, maybe this sounds kind of weird. In some way, it's like, you know, honoring and keeping the memory of the victims alive by not just ignoring something, you know, like, oh, this bad thing happened. I'm just gonna, like, I don't want to acknowledge that it exists. Like, no, I don't need to not, you know, maybe there's something that we can learn from it, or we can at least just feel a moment of empathy and, you know, just feel something for the families, you know. It's really sad when these things happen. So I don't think I'll ever understand what would make somebody do that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just one of the only people that understand it, or maybe the people that are doing it. I don't even know if those people understand it all the time. The opening of Scream 6 when Jason finds Greg is a reference to Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, yeah, the head in the fridge. It's also a reference to Friday the 13th Part 2. Right? Because he finds the head in the fridge. Or is it the whole torso in the fridge? I just watched this movie, but Scream 6 is not my favorite. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I don't love those movies very much. Like the second movie is like my favorite, I think, out of all the scary movies. But I'm curious to see what the trailer's going to have in it, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's I can only imagine, Jamie. I'm so sorry. And yeah, it's just, I mean, it comes from my fascination with all that stuff. It does come from a good place and a caring place. I know maybe that sounds weird, but it does. We got Tia Nina jumping on in, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Tia? Hope you are doing well. Great to see you. Feel like it's been just, you know, a few minutes or so since I've seen you. You know, maybe in this movie we'll get a little bit of a flashback, or if the AI thing is something that they're doing, maybe we get a, an AI retelling of Maureen's death or something. I think they're going to use, you've seen those TVs. The one TV turns on in the bar when Chad and Mindy are there. There's a shot where Sydney's going around the house with the gun, and the TV goes on in the background right before they cut in the trailer. So it's like, you can't even, it's not even blink and you miss it. It's like breathe and you miss it. That's why I do those slow-mo breakdowns. It's quarter speed so we can catch as much as we possibly can. And I think that Ghostface is going to be using these televisions to taunt and harass Sydney, essentially. What if Ben has a Stab 7 poster in his room and having a Ghostface costume and kills his girlfriend? It's possible. I know they've done 6 of these movies, so it's like we've seen the boyfriend thing. They could totally bring that back. I don't know. I'm not sure. I wonder if stab is going to be a thing in the, like, I don't know if they're going to acknowledge stab. Did they acknowledge stab in Scream 6? Other than talking about like Richie's movies or, you know, like not in a big way. I think it's been a bigger part of most of the other movies, you know. Obviously Scream 3, Scream 4, stab is a big thing. Scream 5, I would say stab is a big thing because it's ultimately the motivation, and Richie is doing his research on it as if he's never seen them before, when we know he's just, you know, totally obsessed and loving every minute of it. I don't know if stab's going to be a big thing in Scream 7. It might not. Yeah, I don't know if they're making it. What do you guys think? Do you think Chad and Mindy are making it out? One of them? Neither of them? Both of them? I have a feeling that neither of them are going to make it. They might want to kind of try to tie up some of that Scream 5 and 6 stuff. Although if I had my pick, I would definitely pick Chad to continue with the franchise. I like the way his character is written better than Mindy's. I don't think we need a Randy replacement that's written as annoying as she is, even if she is his niece. But I think Mason Gooding's great. So I think I'd rather see him continue. But I don't know. We might not get neither of them from here on out. Filming a short this weekend, but I hope to see it soon. All right, man. Well, avoid my stream tomorrow. It'll be around the same time. Avoid the shit out of that. Tickets for Friday. Sean's going Friday as well. Oh, yeah. Here's my number. So call me Sydney. Late? I just got here. Yeah. You're still just a touch late. I know the real house they use in the Scream movie is a real B&B. Oh, the one that Sydney lives in the new Scream? I did not know. Justice for Patrick Dempsey. Oh God, I love Patrick Dempsey. So good. I think he's great as Kincaid. I think he's awesome in Thanksgiving. I want him back in Scream, and I want him back. You know, I want to see that damn Thanksgiving sequel already. Bring that fucker back. Second best opening of the franchise. The OG's number one, obviously, but Cotton could be number two, easy. Yeah, I think the opening of Scream 3 is good. But man, I really do love the opening of Scream 2. That might be my favorite. I think the Kevin Williamson dialogue is just so fucking spot on with the commentary, you know, with Maureen Evans, you know, bitching about, you know, the way black people are portrayed in film and all that stuff. But then at the same time, you know, what's it? Omar Epps' character, what's his name? Because he's got a name that's ties back to the original film, right? Steven something or whatever. I like that he's on the other side of it, you know. There they are, both black people. She's like, this is the way it is, and he's just sort of like, man, come on, like, just it's a fucking movie. Can we just watch? Like, I like that interplay. It's very fun to me. And then I like the vibe of the theater being just so vibrant, and you know, all the people getting ready to watch Stab. Like, I just think it's a really fun opening. But hey, dude, Scream 3 I think is so solid. Like, I really dig it. Parker Posey in Scream 3, love that. All right, one more sip. We got Insomniac joining us, one of our brand new channel members. Welcome on in, bud. Says, I think they ruined 6 by not having the daughter take after her father instead of fighting off the voices. The movie should have ended with her embracing it with plans to kill more. So you wanted to see her become a Ghostface. Now that would be an interesting approach to a Scream movie, is having a hero turn into Ghostface, knowing that they are Ghostface. And I guess the only other question there is, since these movies always are, they are mystery movies, where does your mystery come from if you do that? I think it's something you could do, right? You could work in a totally different angle. I actually think it would be refreshing for them to shake up the formula in some way. I don't know if I want to see Sam be a Ghostface, but I do think they need to shake up the formula in some way. And I think they kind of, like with Scream 5 and 6, it's like, where's the mom? Where's Mrs. Carpenter? I know she's got, you know, she's in her AA meetings and all that stuff. Her daughters are getting attacked for like a couple days. I know she's supposed to be like across the pond in Scream 5, but it's like, wouldn't you try to get back home? Like when your one daughter gets brutally attacked in your home and ends up in the emergency room, and then you find out that your now both daughters have gotten attacked, like wouldn't you be like, okay, I think I got to get back? You know, in Home Alone, she goes back. She has no idea what's going on, and she goes back to, you know, be with Kevin. She has no idea about the wet bandits. Nothing. She doesn't even know about the old guy, and that now we know he's not a killer. None of that. And here in Scream 5, it's like Mrs. Carpenter, is she just boozing across the pond? Is she even over there on business? Oh, fuck. Talk about sins of the mother, huh? Oh yes, okay, I remember that stuff. I need to dig into that. I gotta check that out again. Gotta refresh the memory. Too much, you know, THC floating around here. I hear ya. Yeah, weird and charming. I get it. It's something that's like kind of cute, and then when you go back and watch it, you're like, this is a bit. This really does push the meta thing right over the fucking cliff. Ghost Maureen is still one of the scariest movie scenes to this day, and I'm gonna give the Ghost Maureen a pass because it's a dream, right? Isn't it supposed? Yeah, it's supposed to be a dream. So it's not like this is. Scream didn't become a supernatural movie all of a sudden. Like people have bad dreams, so there you go. I literally screamed in the theater when I saw the Jay and Silent Bob cameo in Scream 3. I'm sure I loved it too. Because of the time when you're sitting there in the moment, you don't think much about it. They are in Hollywood. You know that, you know, Miramax owns Dimension. So the two films are, you know, basically the same production company. How funny is it that Scream 3 is about dirty producers ruining young actresses' lives? And they make it such a point. And Lance Henriksen's character is basically Harvey Weinstein in this movie. And Harvey Weinstein and his brother produced the movie. It's pretty, like, talk about, I think that's the meta thing that Scream 3 does. That's the best. I feel like I'm about to sneeze, and I feel like it's going to happen, and I won't have any control. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mallrats is my jam. Mallrats and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. That's where it's at, yeah. I heard from Scream 3 there was a deleted or not filmed part where Sidney gets attacked by Ghostface and Sidney killed him only to find out it's just a fan. And that was supposed to better tell why. Is there some that better tell why she's been hiding and in grief consultation? Okay. Oh, so you're saying that like in between 2 and 3, this kind of thing happened, right? And that's why she went into hiding? That's interesting. That's kind of what they ended up doing in Resurrection with H2O. You know, they put Laurie in the hospital because they're, you know, did you hear that she actually killed this guy? She thought it was her brother, and then she actually killed this guy. You know, it's kind of like what they did there. Interesting. Did Billy kill 2 girls at the video store, the first one, and hide the body? 2 girls in the video store. I don't think so. Were 2 girls killed in the video store that we haven't been told about? I don't think so. Yeah, well, and what I've been doing, Insomniac, over here is breaking down these trailers, but still, like, here I am on a final prediction live stream, and I'm like, I don't have any grand, like, yeah, I've seen a lot. I've seen bloodied characters get dragged away. I've seen windows get broken and all, you know, everything we've all seen from these trailers, but I still couldn't tell you who I think Ghostface is or is not. There's just so many possibilities, and I think there's a part of my brain that just doesn't even want to figure it out. I just want to sit my butt down and have it just completely wash over me, you know, is kind of where I'm at. But I will say this, Insomniac, it's a very interesting thing to think about. I'm not sure, you know, what your age is. I've watched trailers from like the early 80s, like slasher trailers, you know, early Friday the 13th and all that. Man, they gave away so fucking much. And it's like, you know that Jason's the killer, right? In a lot of those movies, but they will show just straight up like, oh yeah, this character's gone. Here's the difference though. So I think trailers have always shown, you know, pertinent pieces of information and maybe things we shouldn't see. And maybe they trick us by making us think that everything is as is, you know, the face value of the trailer, when I think they play around with stuff. If you watch my latest breakdown video of the final trailer for Scream 7, you're going to see multiple instances where I recognize that they purposely put things out of order. They purposely jumbled things up in these scenes that they're showing. And I pointed out in the trailer breakdown why I know that the thing that happened after is actually the thing that happened before, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I'm going to say this really quick. Yeah, right. Trailers have always been very similar. Here's the difference, though. Back in the 80s and 90s, you saw the trailer in the movie theater when you saw a movie, and then the movie didn't come out for 6 months. And in between then, you probably saw 8 to 10 second TV spots occasionally. And there were probably 5 or 6 of those, and they all had different bits from the trailer. So you're not seeing these images over and over. Now what we do in today's, you know, society, we're living in a society. We can just watch these things as many times as we want. And we can pour over every detail. We can pause them, slow-mo them like I do. So I think we sort of, you know, the accessibility is there for us to have those things spoiled, whereas back in the day, not as much. Yeah, SLC Punk's so good. The first Scooby-Doo, I dig the first Scooby-Doo all right. Yeah, I dig it. Let's see what else we got going on here. What are we talking about? Oh, the Kevin Smith movies, yeah. Yeah, I just like his really silly shit. Guys, I have to take... I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrobe here. Oh, I'm just so sweaty. There we go. Okay. That feels better. Best horror teaser trailer was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. That's a really good one with Excalibur. It's the Excalibur version of the chainsaw. That's a really cool one. And I think that's Kane Hodder that plays Leatherface just in that trailer. Little horror factoid there. Ah, Bateman does it too. Yes, dude. Patrick Bateman's such a creep. American Psycho, shockingly brutal and wildly hilarious as well. That is such an interesting, like, Bret Easton Ellis's storytelling is so curious to me, because that movie is like the darkest comedy I've ever seen, but there are times when I am really laughing so hard at American Psycho because it's so over the top and absurd, you know? It's like what is this, a Kids in the Hall skit that got turned into a whole movie? You know what I mean? It's like, it is that kind of like dark and absurd humor that I can't really take the horror stuff too seriously. It's just kind of funny to me. I don't know, maybe something's wrong with me. It puts the fucking lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Read that American Psycho. So I heard that he is not involved with it. I just read that he either backed out or something happened to where it is not a solid thing that it is going to be Austin Butler. But I think he'd be a good fit. Like, I think he's got the look, you know. They'll probably do something stupid like put Jack Quaid in it. Who's another person that would be a really good? I mean, you could go Jacob Elordi because he looks just like to me, Jacob Elordi looks like a young Christian Bale. So maybe that's like too dumb, but you could do it because they look alike, right? It'd be kind of funny if they remade, because the whole thing about American Psycho, right, is all these businessmen just look the same. Business cards are indistinguishable. They have the same haircuts, same suits. It's the same pieces of shit, you know, kind of vibe in that movie. It would be sort of funny to do a remake and just pick somebody that looks just like Christian Bale, just to drive the point home. No, I've never seen a Stab 7 poster, I don't think. Maybe in the background if it's in one of the movies, but the Stab stuff doesn't really like matter to me very much. I was there from the very beginning with the Scream series, so you know, throughout the first 2 movies, yes, Stab is at the beginning of Scream 2, but then it's just like not really mentioned after that, you know. So you watch those first 2 movies and you just have that one scene, And then by the time 3 comes around, you're like, oh, this is a thing, you know? So for some of, and I guess I'm assuming Ghost, I've just got the vibe that you're, you know, maybe a little bit younger than me. I could totally be wrong, right? I'm just kind of assuming that. But I think for some of us old timers, you know, stab is not, it's sort of one of the, you know, cute kitschy things about Scream, but it's something that like I don't really like stab. I'm just sort of like, I'm more invested in the like the mainline characters for sure. What's happening, Shoddy? How you doing, bud? Great to see you. I think I'm gonna skip a little bit here. Guys, if I miss something that you have put in the chat and you really want to make sure I get it, you can just punch it in again if you'd like. I'm totally cool with that. Excuse me, I'm drinking this fizzy water and it makes me burp. You could this is not required or anything if you know, but if there's something I miss and you really want to make sure I address it, you could send in the smallest super chat or whatever just to get my attention, but certainly not required. Let's see what we got here. Dewan Terrell says 5 and 6 was a playoff 1 and 2. So what if 7 is some kind of playoff of 3? It's true. Yeah, so we could get a little bit of a, that's why I'm thinking they might bring back that Cult of Ghostface thing, Cult of Stu, because that's what they originally wanted to do with 3. So we might have sort of like people that are copycats. I mean, I guess they're all copycats, but people that are doing it as almost like ritualistically, if that makes sense. But yeah, and I think too, Dewan, I don't know if this kind of fits in with what you're saying, but it could, this whole idea of there being some sort of prank and then the real Ghostface enters. So we think something's going on. It's just the high school kids joking around because we're trying to get some viral, you know, something to go viral and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know it might seem kind of corny, but it's like I could totally see that working in. And so that way there's just a little bit of you know, something we think something is one way and then we find out it's completely, you know, different than that, which I think is something that 3 does as well. You know, Randy warns them about that in the trilogy. There's going to be some sort of revelation that like changes the way that you see everything and it's going to come back from the past. So could be kind of interesting. Could be. I'd like if they go through elevated horror route and make it where we don't know if the events really happened or we're all in Sydney's head. Yeah, and I think the elevated horror, it could fit in a lot of different ways here. Yeah, that's the thing too, is like Kevin Williamson said it was going to be light on the meta and heavy on the gore. And I've always loved the meta aspect. I really have. So I'm hoping that there's some sort of commentary on modern horror. Scream has always done commentary on the, you know, where horror is at that moment. And I think it would be kind of a missed opportunity to not keep that theme going, because I think it is adding freshness to each one of these entries, whereas formulaically they're pretty much the same movie, right? We're just swapping out who the killers are and, you know, the meta element. But a lot of the other pieces to Scream are just sort of plugged right in. You know, the skeleton for the Scream storyline is very robust. You know, they haven't played around with it too much. Boom, we got Mark from Tales from the Shelf jumping in on the second stream of the evening. Says he's going tomorrow after work. Hell yeah, Mark. I'm going at 6 p.m. Arizona time. I'm in Mountain Time right now. And I'm going to be going live at about 11 p.m. Eastern. So if you're up and you want to talk spoilers, if you just want to like get it all out, or, you know, see how our, you know, all of our opinions jive and all that stuff, set the notification for the stream tomorrow and hop on in, man. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Saturday night, 6 p.m. movie. All right, Paula, you are going to want to avoid the stream tomorrow night then. Tomorrow night at 7. Yes, Jamie. Hell yeah. How far away do you have to go to check out the movie, Jamie? Do you have, is there somebody that, or is there a theater that's really close by that's playing it? Or do you have to have a little drive? Hell yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you, Mark. I think like I really dig this franchise, but I'm at the point now where I'm kind of like tapping my foot, waiting for them to do something to actually surprise me, because Scream 5 and 6 didn't hit for me. But I don't think they're bad. They definitely didn't get me excited. I'm mostly excited because Nev is back and Kevin is back. So there you go. Friday at 9 p.m. with 4 other friends. That is the best way to see a horror movie, dude. Going with your friends in high school. It was like me and my friends going to see H2O opening night. That was just such a blast. Scream 3, saw that, you know, when I was a senior in high school. Or maybe it was right after I graduated, but Scream 2, went and saw that with my buddies. Yeah. So I don't know who Miss Cox is. I don't know who she is. And I think I'm at the point, because I'm seeing the movie tomorrow, I'm just like, if she's in the movie, I'll find out tomorrow. Oh yeah, McDreamy. Yeah, McSteamy, RIP, but is McDreamy Patrick Dempsey? Was there McDreamy and McSteamy on the same show? I've never seen one episode of Grey's Anatomy, so you thirsty ladies are gonna have to fill me in. I'd like for both the twins to survive, just because I'd like to see Kevin's development of these characters, even if one or both die in 8, I'd like to see how he expands their stories. Fair enough. And I think he really likes Mindy's character. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's my favorite. And man, it's like, I think the Scream 4 ending might be the best ending for me, the reveal. And if not, like, man, 2 is really good. I love Billy and Stu, don't get me wrong. Like, I do love them. The one-liners in Scream 2, man, the more and more I think about them, I'm like, this is like kind of my flavor right there. Do you like it when Robbie says, let's get this stabathon started in Scream 4? I love the way he says it to hype the audience up. I mean, I love the character of Robbie. I'm trying to think in my head exactly how he says it, and I'd probably have to bring it up and like listen to it to get the cadence and everything. But I think Charlie and Robbie are awesome in Scream 4. Like, I love their energy, love the nerd energy of it all. I think Scream 4 integrates the stab stuff the best out of all the movies. I think it does it even better than Scream 3, because Scream 3 could have just been, I mean, yeah, they worked in stab and everything, but they could have, you know, put all those characters in a Hollywood for some other reason or some other way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass about that. But I do like the way that they treat it in Scream 4. Turn it into that cultural event for the whole town. Let's see here. Yeah, I was so earlier. What was it? Sloppenheimer? Is that the screen name? I'm like, Sloppenheimer, yeah. So Shoddy, earlier Sloppenheimer was like, I don't know if that fires like the opening of the movie, and then it just like light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, oh my God, what if it's the end of the movie? What if like we think everything's all resolved, and then this couple drives up to the Mocker house, and the boy starts showing his girl some stuff. Ghostface comes out, kills both of them, burns the house down, walks to the camera, boom, movie over, credits. Some terrible Ice Nine Kills song plays. And then we didn't even know until that moment that like we thought everything was done and resolved, but there is another Ghostface out there, and cliffhanger city. Yeah. What do you think about that, Shoddy? Which trope is that? I already forgot because this was 20 minutes ago. Guys, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom of the chat just to catch up with you guys completely. Theater's 10 minutes away from Jamie's house. All right. That's not so bad. That's awesome. Mine is, man, 20, 25. Yeah. It's a bit of a drive, but I usually try to see 2 movies like back to back when I go out there. 8 people tomorrow night. Damn. I'm going by myself because I'm lonely, and there's a male loneliness epidemic, if you guys don't know. No, I'm going by myself because I have no friends. I'm going by myself because no one likes me is actually what's happening. And then I'm sitting, I grabbed like the seat closest to the middle that wasn't too close. I'm going to be sitting between 2 strangers, and I swear to fuck, when I sit down, I'm going to look at both of them and be like, You better eat your fucking nachos now and shut the fuck up the entire movie, or I will goddamn lose it on you. I probably won't say that, but I'll be thinking it. So look out. Let's see here. Loved Robbie. He reminded me of Randy, and Charlie reminded me of Stu. Paula, that's some really good insight right there. I'm totally with you. Yes. They both got a little bit of that Randy vibe, but Stu for sure, you know, especially with everything we learn about him at the end of the movie. I don't see Jenna Ortega coming back because she's busy with Tim Burton's shows on Netflix. Well, but what if her and Melissa Barrera don't come back to the franchise? What if it's in 10 years? You know, I'm fine with that. If we're gonna pass it off to Isabel May, like Dewan was saying earlier, you know, a new trilogy, 8 through 10, Isabel May takes over, bring back the Carpenter sisters after that, maybe blend those stories together, maybe even bring Sid back just for one more, because guys, in horror, it's never say neversville. We never thought Jamie Lee Curtis was going to come back for H2O. That never occurred to anybody. She said she was done with horror. She comes back for H2O. We're like, oh, well, we're never going to get her again. And then she came back for Resurrection, and we're like, fuck, well, that movie sucks. Now we're really not going to get her again because the last movie she did, it was so bad, they rebooted the whole friggin' thing. So how are we ever, like, she's gone. Laurie's dead, done forever. At least that version of Laurie. And then boom, David Gordon Green comes along, brand new trilogy, skips all the sequels. Jamie Lee comes back. So she's returned to the franchise multiple times. There wasn't as bad a blood, granted, at least, you know, that I know of. But again, if the rights change hands, it goes to a different studio, that opens up the door for bridges to be mended and for Melissa to come back and for Jenna to come back if she wants to. So, you know, it's yet to be seen, but I don't ever count that stuff out. Yeah. Seeing the movies cross over with the TV show would be interesting. Yeah, I like the first couple seasons. You were saying that as well, Jigsaw. I like the whole Brandon James thing. It was a little bit of a different vibe. I don't know. Like, I kind of like that they're separated because did they ever talk about Sydney and all that stuff in the series? I don't think they do. I think it's its own kind of, I kind of like that it's its own, you know, satellite story. It's like existing in a similar universe, but not necessarily a shared universe. But what's her face having Willa Fitzgerald, like I would absolutely take her after watching her in Strange Darling. I'd pretty much be down to watch her in any movie. Honestly, I think she was good on the TV show. She's gotten really good as an actress. Like, she has improved so much as a performer. Strange Darling, holy shit, guys, if you haven't seen it, fucking powerful performances, beautiful looking film. So pumped that JT Molnar got the Texas Chainsaw rights, you know, with Glenn Powell and those guys, because I think based on what I've seen from Strange Darling, I think you can turn that into some really gripping, interesting Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We need something with TCM to really like launch us into a new chapter for that franchise. I'm going by myself because I have to go to work right after. There you go. And honestly, guys, I know I was joking, all that stuff. I love going to the movies with my brother. We're both just, you know, we just watch the movie. It's very chill. We don't no kind of like chit chat kind of stuff. Or just going by myself is kind of nice too. I get to really focus on the film, get to think about it. I love talking about movies with you guys. And so I still have plenty of fun at the theater. It's a total blast. It turns me into a kid again. But in a certain way, I'm like, I don't think of it as work, but I want to be prepared and I want to be, you know, paying attention and kind of studying the moments as they're happening. Yeah. Wouldn't that be really cool, Shoddy? I think it'd be super fun. Oh, I don't know about that. I've heard Linda Blair is just very difficult to deal with. That's all, Sean. Man, the cast for Mike Flanagan's Exorcist is just getting crazy. Boom. Adrian Phillips says, I'm in Australia. Saw it a few hours ago. Prepare to have a scream, baby. Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for hyping us up. Thank you extra for not saying anything about it. But Adrian, we know you around here. You're good people. So I wouldn't expect that from you. Oh, and now people are asking, well, Shoddy Adrian, you lucky bastard, what would you rate it? Sloppenheimer wants to know 1 out of 10. Yeah, if you want to give a number score, feel free, Adrian. If that's all you say, that's totally cool. Don't feel obligated to, to fall to the whimsies of the chat. I'm a people pleaser, so I have to remind others to not be people pleasers. Had they done season 4 of the TV series, that was the plan, a crossover. Oh, okay, crossing the film? Oh, okay, so that would have been the, who is it that produced was it Mary J. Blige that produced that? Was it Queen Latifah? Who produced, I know there's a musician that had produced that third season. The third season of the Scream TV show. You guys are probably telling me in the chat right now. Queen Latifah. Okay. Or as they call them in Mystery Science Theater, as they call her in Mystery Science Theater, Queen Latifah. Yeah, because they went like true Ghostface. So that would have made sense for the true Ghostface to cross over. Did they mention the Brandon James stuff in the last season of that show? I don't know. I'm taking one of my friends tonight who's never seen a Scream film. I know I suck as a friend not showing them. So he's going to go see 7 without any frame of reference. Well, hopefully he watches some sort of video that catches him up. Oh, Miss Cox. Okay. I was like, what character is that? I hope not. I think that would kind of make my eyes roll in the back of my head. It's possible. I hope not. Yeah. I kind of want to see her in this one, but that's just me. 7 or 8 out of 10. Need time to be certain. Again, no spoilers. Perfect. That is absolutely perfect, Adrian. Thank you so much for letting us know your thoughts. And yeah, I think honestly, guys, I'm sort of the same way. There's a lot of times where I watch a movie and I'm like, I got to go review it now. Or when I'm like doing a short, or when I watch something with the horror show channel and we review it right after. And it's very like I'm still thinking about the movie. Like, do I even know how I feel until I wake up the next morning? Sometimes I'm kind of that way. So I think with a movie like Scream 7, yeah, I might be in a similar spot as you, Adrian, where it's like, I want to sleep on it and think about it and wake up and think about it. You know, maybe have a chat with somebody that's seen it as well. Maybe they saw something I didn't. Maybe I saw something they didn't. We can, put a little something together. So, yeah. I bet that's happening for sure, Ghost. Yeah. Tia, I think the first 2 seasons are worth checking out. I've never seen the 3rd season, but I was quite surprised at how much I enjoyed the first 2 seasons. There's a YouTuber writing a book about the final season of the Lakewood story. Oh, Beyond the Mask. Oh, that channel. Okay, I know that channel, Beyond the Mask. I've heard of that. Seen some of Scream 1, but we always end up fooling around and turning the TV out. Oh, well, there you go. I mean, if that happens, that's the thing, dude. If that ends up happening, then you got to turn the TV off. When you say fooling around, I'm just like, oh my God, Shoddy. Boom, tonight, Ghost? Hell yeah. I think I'm going to watch Scream 3 tonight. I think I'm going to do it, guys. Maybe Scream 2 and 3. We'll see. I don't pull the Homer Simpson thing when he gave away the ending to him walking out of the movie. And to think the whole time Darth Vader was his father. Okay, holy crap. I think I'm all caught up with you guys. My mind immediately was like, why is Shoddy telling me this? But I get what you guys are. What is the proper terminology for that? You end up fooling around and turning off the TV. Oh, we end up fucking off and riding e-bikes. Okay, guys, let me see if I have any concrete, predictions. Here's what I got. I think the opening kill is something we haven't seen yet in the trailers. I think we haven't seen anything about it. It might be at the hospital, and that's what makes Gail and Sydney, visit the psychiatric facility. I think we're going to see a group of Ghostfaces, Ghostface Eye, and I think they're going to be using the airwaves, you know, hijacking the airwaves a la the Joker and all that kind of stuff, and taunting Sydney and the other surviving victims. Chad and Mindy are probably going to be a part of this as well. So they're going to be taunted and basically tortured through these broadcasts. I think that's definitely going to be happening. These are hardcore predictions. I'm now all turned around on it. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Sloppenheimer. I think the fire is at the end now. I think this is the end. I think we think everything's all wrapped up, and it's like 2 months later or something like that, and they roll up and all that stuff happens. They get killed. The house gets burned down. Ghostface walks to the camera. Boom. Einstein kills. And what other predictions do I have? I think that's pretty good for what I'm thinking that would be solid right now. Yeah. I don't even know who to predict the killer would be. I have a feeling it's probably going to be somebody that we haven't seen in the trailer. At least one of them will be. And then I'm guessing at least one of them will be, you know, somebody we have seen in the trailer. But that's how, I mean, that's the thing is like the trailers feel like they've seen so or shown so much. And I'm like, it's all like, we don't even know we can't even tell heads or tails with this shit at this point. So looking very much forward to it. I think that's all I've got. My voice is a little bit tired because I did a 2-hour stream before this stream. Thank you so much to everybody who joined in for the watch party of The Thing. And I do want to let you guys know, guys, are you guys cool if I shill something really, really quick? Let me see what I got here. I want to show you guys a little something that I am fortunate enough to have become a part of. Now, you all know who Creator VC is, right? They have made the In Search of Darkness documentaries. They recently did the Slasher Trash documentary as well. They have put together this 5-hour full-length documentary film, I mean, extra full-length film, doing a deep dive into The Thing. It's called The Thing Expanded, and what's really cool about this, guys, is they've got Keith David, John Carpenter, Kurt Russell, and this is not a documentary where they pull interviews from other places. No, they sit these people down in this same environment. All of these interviews are made exclusively for these documentaries, and it's really cool to see the amount of people that they've got working on this. And why I wanted to let you guys know is because I have an affiliate link. So if you are interested in this documentary for The Thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this link in the chat and I'm going to pin it there. Guys, if you're interested, this is the link that you want to use to purchase this movie. And the reason why is because not only does it help the amazing people at Creator VC, but it also helps out the channel here. So it's a great way, like, you know, want to help the channel? Do you love The Thing and you're going to get this anyways? Use my affiliate link. Boom, there you go. I also wanted to show you guys, you know, it's not this stuff doesn't come cheap, right? So there's a Blu-ray package that's you know, $99 plus shipping, but it comes with a book, 2 posters, a patch, a certificate. Your name gets in the credits. That's really cool. And you get a digital download code that comes out, or the digital download will be available a month before the physical copies. But if you're not interested in a physical copy, for $50, you could do digital only. You still get your name in the credits, all that stuff. They have a bunch of packages, you know, so you can peruse this website and check it out for yourself. But there is a 6-minute trailer for the documentary on YouTube right now. And it's really fascinating because you see such a wide array of people that they speak with. I mean, here we go. We got our heavy hitters. You know, you got John, Kurt, and Keith up there. Richard Mauser's in here as well. David Clennon, Thomas Waits, and something that I'm really pumped about, Dean Cundey in there. Like, to me, Dean Cundey made Steven Spielberg and John Carpenter's movies some of the most gorgeous movies ever. And I'm very, very excited to hear his thoughts on it. And then, you know, you got guys like Guillermo del Toro, Eli Roth, and Frank Darabont, some contemporaries, you know, jumping in, giving their thoughts as well. So if you love The Thing, this is a documentary that you got to at least check out. And if you're interested in getting it, use my affiliate link, helps me out. Yeah, I'm shilling it. because I love The Thing. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. They filmed it in my hometown. How am I not supposed to love this movie? I'm a Carpenter freak, and The Thing is arguably his greatest movie, and I think arguably one of the best horror movies of all time. So I just wanted to share that with you guys really quick. That's it for the commercial side of that. I just, I had to do it just because, whenever you're able to work with these people, you want to make the best of it that you can. So there you go. Maybe at some point they'll ask me to narrate something for them. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh my gosh, Davey Deathray talking about the Evil Dead or some such slop. It would be slop for me to talk about it. Evil Dead is not slop. Do I like Lil Peep? I don't know who Lil Peep is. I don't know. Is it a rapper? Is Lil Peep a rapper? I think Lil Peep's a rapper. I want them to take some chances. I want to see some swings taken that haven't been taken. I want Scream 7 to, of course, I expect it to follow a certain amount of the formula, but I want it to have some fun and experiment. I feel like a lot of the Scream movies just kind of have the same formula, and I want something to crack or break that mold. That's kind of my, roundabout answer for what I want to see from it. I'm hoping it finds a really cool way of bringing back some of the older fans that are happy to see Nev come back, and then also ushering in those younger fans that have, fallen in love with the franchise through, 5 and 6 and discovered the others after. So, I'm hoping that there's a way we can, do that. Have our cake and eat it too, a little bit. All right. Is it Lil Bo Peep? Oh, just Lil Peep. What about Peeps, the marshmallow candies covered in sugar? I'm not a fan of those. Ben's already making the Lil Bo Peep joke, and I'm acting like I came up with it. Asshole, Davey, asshole. What is going on? Oh my God, dude. Escape from New York and Big Trouble in Little China. Dude, John Carpenter, yeah. I mean, him and Kurt Russell, say no more. That's all. That's all I need. Bring Kurt Russell back as Loomis in a new Halloween series. How about that? Do you guys want to see Kurt Russell as Dr. Loomis, an American version of Dr. Loomis? Just imagine Kurt Russell from Hateful Eight delivering Donald Pleasance's lines from the original Halloween. Hey, no. We're not going to be. No. So here's the thing, Shoddy. I don't want anyone to put Adrian in that position. Because I don't want to know any sort of framing or anything like that, right? So there was a stream I was on, or, I wasn't on the stream, but I jumped into the chat and somebody had mentioned that they saw a leak. And then one of the other people on the stream was like, oh, was it the picture where, they were like, I'm not going to say who the person is, but it was the picture where blah, blah, blah. They started describing what was happening in the picture or the video that they saw. And I was just like, you might as well be talking about the spoiler. Like, no framing about it. We're not going to ask about good reveal. You're totally cool, Shoddy. You don't have to apologize, man. You don't have to apologize. I just don't want. Yeah, because sometimes when we're like, oh, well, don't tell me the thing in the middle, but tell me all the stuff around it. And I just want to avoid all of that. So you're all good, man. I ain't mad at you, as Tupac would say. Yeah, Hateful Eight's fucking awesome. I got to see that in Portland at the Hollywood Theater, and Quentin Tarantino was there. He talked with us. You didn't come up to me personally and be like, hey, Davey, how you doing? He talked to the whole audience before, because the Hollywood Theater in Portland has a 70 millimeter projector and screen. So they got to show Hateful Eight in 70 millimeter, wide as fuck. We got like a roadshow booklet. I think I've got a couple of those. I have a double vinyl of the Hateful Eight soundtrack, Tia, and I put my roadshow little booklets in there. But yeah, Quentin spoke with the audience. There was a true intermission. They took like a 10-minute break and played like the intermission was built into the film. Like, they had a break where it just said intermission, and they played a bunch of music and stuff, and everybody got up and went to the bathroom and got snacks, and they turned the lights like halfway up. It was incredible. Like, I love the Hateful Eight. I think it's fabulous. To me, the Hateful Eight is like The Thing meets Evil Dead meets a Western. And I I love that combination. Gotta tell you. I'd be cool with that too, Sean. Yeah. Yep. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fede Alvarez directs another Escape from New York movie. Let's do it. I'd like a Scream ending similar to Halloween Kills with Karen's death. We believe it's all over just for an important character to die at the end. I like that idea as well. I'm a big fan of those David Gordon Green Halloween movies. Sloppenheimer, where you been all my life, man? I say man, I just mean man in general. I don't know. You could be, who knows? You could be an AI bot. You could be Stu Mocker as an AI bot. Ooh. But thank you so much for kicking it with us. It's been a blast. Maybe you've hung out on a stream before. Maybe not. But yeah, kicking it with the Death Squad can be pretty awesome. Snake Plissken was hot as fuck. Was. I mean, dude, put in that movie. He still looked the same, girl. You know, the film don't age. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, he is. Kurt Russell is just exuding sexiness in Escape from New York. You know, the quiet demeanor, the mystique, the 5 o'clock shadow, the eye patch, you know, the sleeveless tee, the muscle tee, ooh. The bronze tan, the hair. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, good stuff. All good stuff. I'm really defensive over this shit. I'm a major fan. Defensive over Scream stuff. Gonna have a Ghostface mask clipped to my pants for tonight. There it is. I lost the Ghostface mask in the divorce, but I got the Jason mask. And truth be said, I bought the mask as a gift for my ex, so I still wanted to take it because she ain't no real fucking fan. Are you kidding me? She's fake about everything. All right. Yeah, Tarantino's a great filmmaker, man. Sometimes I wish that he wouldn't say off the cuff like weird personal things about people. It doesn't offend me that he says like this actor's good, this actor's bad, like whatever. But I'm like, Quentin, you don't have to, like, you know, like it's because it sounds personal. That's all. You know, when you're saying someone's a bad actor, just cause it's sort of like, oh gosh, whatever. Let's see here. Nobody draw till this hits the ground. Bang, draw. Dude, I fell in love with Walton Goggins in Hateful Eight. Oh my God. Sandy don't give a damn, Smithers. Will cut my legs off and call me Shorty. It's like, oh my God, the shit that he says is so fucking funny. What I can say about the movie, Adrian says, Sydney, MILF. Subtle, but she can't hide it. Oh no, she is an absolute smoke show. She still looks really good. She's never not looked good. And I think my favorite Sydney is Scream 2. Oh my God, her skin, her hair, the way she looks in a, gray tank top. Yes. Even better than Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken, at least for me. Oh, you're 26, Adrian? Or are you saying, is Neff Campbell 26? No, I'm just joking. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I even think in Big Trouble in Little China is playing a dope, but I'm like, dude, this guy's icy blue eyes are killing me, I'm a guy, lol. I love it. I do assume most people that watch are guys because the analytics tell me that. But then it's really funny because a lot of ladies watch the David Deathray as well, so you never know. Sloppenheimer says, this is my very first stream of yours, and it's been an amazing first experience. I will definitely be joining more. Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate you kicking it with us. It's so many of these people in the chat, like these guys make all of these interactions so much fun. And I think for me, like the true joy of it, because I'm a nerd that could talk about this with like anyone and everyone. And this is the kind of stuff I want to talk about anyway. So the blessing of it for me is that you guys bring so much to the table as an audience. I feel like so much of the time I'm just sort of like moderating and curating this discussion. I'm just like I'm the MC or I'm the DJ essentially, just, and you guys are you guys are putting up all the requests. So thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. And if you're seeing the movie tomorrow, we're going to be talking about it tomorrow night. So come on back. Oh, yeah. The I don't need you attitude, which just makes you want them more, you know? That would have worked for sure. Yeah. I'm glad that they went with like the new look. What's his face? Why can't I remember his name? Nick Fury. I like that they went with the new look. Because Sam Jackson just fucking rocks, you know? And I think they based the new look Fury off of him, so even better. Because Nick Fury, like when I was a kid, like white Nick Fury, I don't like really remember seeing him too much. He just stands out a little bit more as a black man with a bald head. He's just, you know, he's got this presence. You know, I love that about Nick Fury. So fucking unrelated, but I watched Eyes Wide Shut. They weren't lying. Could barely stay away. Is Eyes Wide Shut about the Epstein files? Is it a warning about what's really going on in the world? Oh, we don't really have to talk about that, guys. It was just a joke. That absolutely true. Oh yeah, for sure. David Harbour is Loomis. He might be a bit too young right now. I want to see Paul Giamatti or Jeffrey Wright. I'd like to see one of those guys play Loomis. I think it's high time for an American Loomis. But if Giamatti wants to put on an accent, I'm cool with that. Let's see. Yeah, cold showers for all of us. We got Ty Lee jumping on in, dropping a $5 super chat. Says on break, just want to say what's up for a few. Thank you so much for jumping on in, Ty. Last week we did one of these as well where you got to jump in, right? Take a little break from work and hanging out. I love it. And thank you so much for dropping a 5, Ty. It's really sweet. You really don't have to, but I appreciate the hell out of it. Hope work is going well for you. And when are you seeing Scream 7, man? Are you able to check it out tomorrow at one of the fan events, or do you have to go to work? Is it going to conflict with that? Just curious to know. Or maybe you're just waiting for a little bit. I think I might even remember you saying you're a little lukewarm. But you know what? I know even if you're lukewarm on Scream, it's a good idea just to like see it if you're interested, because then that way nothing can get spoiled. Right? Dang, 2 a.m. Yeah, dude, you got to get to bed. You're going to be all, you know, falling asleep in school. I'm going to see Scream 7 at 6 o'clock, but 6 o'clock Mountain Time. So it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. And then 11 p.m. Eastern, we're going to talk about it right here, Shoddy. So set your notification. Guys, that stream is already up. You can set your notifications now. If you're going to see Scream tomorrow, you do not want to miss it. It is going to be an absolute free-for-all. We're going to be talking everything. I'm going to try to break it down in sections. That way we can kind of organize our thoughts, but I know how it's going to be. It's going to be random this and that chat everywhere. It's going to be fucking crazy. I know it's going to be crazy because, guys, it's midnight here in Arizona, and we have the most people watching this chat or this live stream right now. We're hitting the peak right now, and I've been talking for almost 2 hours. People see Scream on something and they want to join, and I totally get it. And I wish we could talk all that stuff right now, but in less than 24 hours, we're going to have either the answers we want or the answers we don't want. Maybe it'll be a mixed bag. I'm so curious to see what it's going to be like after we get to check it out. Yeah, I think I remember you saying that, Ty. Right after it came out of my mouth, right after I'm like, oh, are you going to see it tomorrow? I'm like, dude, Ty like just said on like Saturday that I'm just kind of like, like I don't really care, but like, sure, I'm a horror fan. I guess I'll go watch it. That's how I felt about I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. Well, I have a YouTube channel. I guess I'll watch it and talk about it. I don't know. You do see it before me, you little bastard. Guys, I'm putting my phone on. Oh, I'm throwing it in the toilet, actually. So don't even try to spoil anything. It's going to be whoosh, just flushed right down directly in the toilet. I am reading your shit a lot, Adrian, because you just saw it. You just saw it. You were like fucking royalty here. Chris from Chris and Shell dropped in. He's seeing it for the second time right now, and then you just recently watched it. So really do appreciate the $2 Australian. Oh yeah, guys, how cool is it? We have this community of people from all over the place. Adrian's been around for a while. Our community is so awesome, seeing the people from all over that just love talking horror and hanging out. And I really do appreciate the sweet contribution there, Adrian. Thank you so much. Oh, pay up for saying I saw it in the theater. Spoil the bitch out of it in the spoiler. Well, yeah, and that's the cool thing, is you won't be spoiling it, right? Anyone that shows up to that stream that has not seen the movie, I don't even think I'm going to say a warning. Maybe at the very beginning of the stream, but it's plastered all over. It's on the thumbnail, it's in the title. So if you don't get it from there, I can't fix stupid, okay? Yep, good old money tongue. Fair enough, Paula. You know what? You can always jump back and catch the replay and let me know what you think in the comments section, or just let me know the next time you hop into a live. I'm very curious to see what you think. 20%. That is a good chunk. That is a good chunk, Jamie. There you go. Won't pay money to mention I'm eager to chat with y'all about the movie. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, come on back. 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I don't know what time that is in Australia. Might be the middle of the night or early evening. Saw the fan event for Scream at AMC. Will give fans a print too. Yeah. And the cool thing, the AMC that I go to, they always have posters, and I'm hoping there's something really special for this one. It would be super cool. There's one of them at 6 and one of them at 9. I almost went back to back, but then I was like, but I want to hop on and talk about the movie. So I'm just going to go check out another screening this weekend at some point. And yeah, I'll post some, if there's something really cool, if the poster's like a variant of the posters we've seen or something, or there's some other tchotchke that they give us, I'll post some stuff here on on my social media platform, so you guys can take a look at all that. I'm going to keep everything spoiler free off, everything will be spoiler free on social media. I'm not going to say anything that would be spoilery at all on social media. So you don't have to worry about that from me. If you come to this stream, that's going to be the exclusive place where you're going to get those spoilers. Well, there you go. You could be like, what movie was it where people went and bought a ticket for the movie just to watch the episode 1 trailer and then left? Was it some 2 If by Sea or something like that? Christian Bale as Dr. Loomis? I am down. Sean, I am down for that. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you got to give Jamie her 20%, man. Yeah, I wanted more from this franchise reboot. I thought the first one was really weak, and this one, like, it looks better. It looks like a lot of try hard is going on. Like a lot of Carl Urban doing the Carl Urban thing that we know that Carl Urban does when he plays a Carl Urban role. It's just like, okay. But yeah, I mean, some of the character designs look super cool. Katana, right? Yeah, because Melina has the size. So Katana in the trailer, it looks great. I'm like, holy shit, that looks like fucking Katana. Like, I love seeing that kind of stuff. I noticed they didn't show a Sub-Zero, or at least if they did, I didn't notice it. So I was kind of hoping that was going to be the last shot of the trailer. Sub-Zero's my guy. Want to see some of that. So yeah, I don't know. It looks okay. Yeah, I have a Mission Impossible one that's like a double-sided. I've got the Naked Gun. I got one for that as well. Bone Temple. I got one for that. Yeah. So the horror movie club is just for the members only, Paula. But we still talk Scream here for everyone. Oh, hell yeah. You're going to be on Horror Her's second spoiler stream. That's awesome. Fuck yeah, Shoddy. I'll have to tune in and catch you live and see what it's like. You've been on her channel before, right? I believe so. I think I caught you on her channel, a few weeks ago. All right, guys, let me see here. We are at 2 hours. I think that's a good time to call it. I have a really tough time saying goodbye to you guys when there's 27 of you hanging out. I think it's just a beautiful thing that this small little channel where this dorky kid from Alaska you know, talks about horror movies. It's I'm kind of beside myself, guys. It's humbling and it's really sweet and it's really awesome that you all kick it with me and with each other. Obviously, I know it's not all about the man you see in front of you. It's about the whole community, and it's about, you know, sharing the passion with one another and watching this community grow. So, you know, speaking of that, like I haven't given you guys props this stream yet about it, and I think I failed to mention it last time as well. But we are, you know, knocking on the door of 3,000 subs, guys. And we just crossed 2,000 in November. And you all have been amazing at sharing the streams, sharing the channel, you know, hitting the like button, hitting the hype button, and just engaging more with the content, honestly, especially the pre-recorded content. If you guys are new to the channel, I do quarter speed trailer breakdowns. I give you all my insights there. I'm not a typical film reviewer, but I cover a lot of like movie news and stuff like that. And I'll kind of give, you know, reviews of movies during some of these live streams if the movies come up. But we have a lot of fun here. So if you're brand new to the channel, thank you so much for giving us a shot. Check out what we got. And when I say we, it's pretty much just me doing the stuff on the content creation side, but the we is everybody. We're all part of the Davey Deathray channel. So just really do appreciate every single thing that you guys do, whether you're a Patreon member, a channel member, maybe you're a moderator and a channel member. If you're throwing out super chats, you're purchasing memberships for yourself or for other people, or honestly, if you're just kicking it here and you hit the like button and you hang out and you're fucking cool, like that is good enough. So really do appreciate you guys. I'm going to grab a few more of these chats and then we'll do another Midwest goodbye, as I guess they call them. From the trailers, one huge positive I'm excited for and definitely giving Kevin his props for is the cinematography of everything so far. It's tense, gritty, and there's build-up. Yeah, I think Kevin picked a really good crew for this film. Because I would imagine, so there's a cinematographer that's probably in charge of a lot of the shot composition, but he's working with Kevin, you know, like you're kind of saying here, like Kevin might give him an idea of where he wants that camera placed. Maybe they work on that stuff together. And I think Kevin is, I mean, you know, jumping back into directing, it's been 26 years or whatever. It's been 27 years now since teaching Mrs. Tingle. And then for him to do another pass on the script, I think that's the biggest superpower Scream 7 has going for it, is Kevin coming back, having a writing credit on the script. So you know he changed enough to earn the credit, because they can't just give credits away with a writer's guild. You have to earn the credit by writing a significant amount of changes. I don't know what those percentages are, but I know that not just you can't just rewrite a page and then put your name on a script as a writer. Now he's always going to have characters created by, because he did that. But yeah, Kevin's the superpower for this movie for sure. Wing Commander was the movie. Thank you, Tia. I don't know why I thought it was 2F by C. I don't even know why I thought of that movie. Wing Commander with Freddie Prinze Jr., right? And Matthew Lillard. Isn't Matthew Lillard in that as well? Oh, man. Boom. Jamie dropping it again. Yeah, guys, don't forget, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Chills and Thrills channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. What Brett and Keelan do over there is super fun. Jamie and I, Jamie's been around, man, since we talk about we're close to 3,000 subs. Jamie's been hanging out since like 300 subs. And she's a huge Evil Dead fan. So as am I, as you can tell from the poster there. So, damn, look at that Jaws poster. Look at how beautiful that thing is. We're going to watch Evil Dead over there on Chills and Thrills, and it's going to be a fucking blast, because this is one of my favorite movies, and I know it's one of Jamie's favorites as well. So join us. The link is right there. OG MK will always be goated. Oh my God, the one from the 90s, like 96 or whatever, 95. Love that movie. Love that movie. Still think it's fantastic. I don't think she's after this. I think she is, because it's morning there now out in the UK. But Shotty's going to be second spoiler stream. So I don't think she is after this, but man, I love her voice as well, Adrian. Working with M is always such a blast. We need to do another pre-recorded vid together, because it's been a while, so we got to get that cooking. Have a good sleep, Paula. not too far behind you, although I'm going to watch some movies. How many members am I up to right now? Gee, we got, well, you guys just gifted like, how many? I think 8 have been gifted. YouTube's a little slow on updating everything. So right now, 8 have been gifted. So we're at 73 members right now. It's really, really cool. You guys are fucking awesome. The channel doesn't even have 3,000 subs and we have 73 members. Those numbers are really great. You guys are incredibly sweet. It makes me feel like we're doing something right here. Like we got a good chemistry. I'm giving you guys, you know, the kind of content and the kind of personality and the kind of perspective that you either want, or maybe you're not, you know, getting it from the other corners of YouTube that you jump in on. And that's one of the things I love about YouTube. And I know I said I was going, but I just have to keep on talking. One of the things I love about it is it's this massive pie. It just keeps on growing. There's more and more room for everyone. I only feel like I'm competing with myself. I just want to be better than I was on my last stream. And I want one month to be better than the last month. And I want the topics that I'm picking and the things that I cover here on the channel, I want them to be engaging with you guys. And yes, I'm going to follow trends to a certain degree. Scream 7, definitely one of those instances. Stranger Things, I definitely did that. But there are also times when I'm just going to want to kind of do my own thing because there's so much of that other noise out there about those bigger properties. So that's what I love about YouTube the most, is you guys can watch somebody like, I'll go and watch somebody like Killjoy Jake. I love Killjoy Jake's channel. We have a lot of similar opinions on film. We have so much shared passion for film, but the experience you're going to get from watching his channel is different than the experience you're going to get, you know, just over here. But I love that. I feel like the two are complementary, and it's just not two guys talking about all this stuff. It's men and women from all over the friggin' place with all different ideas. It's a beautiful thing, the community that we have here. Davy's skin looks youthful because Alaskan sun doesn't pierce his young layer. Well, in Southeast Alaska, there is no sun, so it rained 300 days a year. Hope you have the best sleeps, Paula. We'll see you next time around. Thank you for confirming, Tia. Next stream is Sloppenheimer. I'm not sure where you are, but the next stream is Thursday, the 26th at 11 p.m. Eastern. So I'm not sure where you, like, technically it is today, I guess. So yeah, we're going to be doing spoilers tomorrow night, essentially, after that first showing. And then I'll be popping on other people's channels as well. You know, throughout like next week and everything, just more spoiler kind of talk. But I wanted to kind of get a jump on it, and I wanted to do the spoiler talk for all of us freaks that are checking out the fan event. And then everyone that's in the UK and Australia and everywhere else that's already seen it, that if they've seen it friggin' today, they can jump in and hang out with us too, and we'll let them talk about all the spoilers. So yeah, if you Sloppenheimer, if you set your notifications, or if you just go to the page, the main page, and you go to live, you should be able to set a notification just for that stream if you want to make sure you don't miss it. Thursday the 26th, which I want to say tomorrow because I haven't gone to sleep yet, but technically it's today because it's 12:30. Well, there you go. Dewan Terrell says, what if they change the name of Scream after 7 like they did with Saw? Man, I hope they just keep on going with the numbers. What's really funny is in the trailer, they just say Scream. The guy doesn't say Scream 7. He just says Scream. And then they called Scream 5. That was called Scream. I can't call that movie Scream because it doesn't even hold a candle to the original Scream. So I just can't, within good conscience, call Scream 5 Scream. It's not Scream 2022. It's Scream 5. I know, maybe I'm a dick. I'm misgendering Scream 5. I'm sorry, guys. That's just the way I am. But yeah, Dewan, I hope they just roll with the numbers. I think when you start doing the subtitles, it's like that's like the Hellraiser direct-to-video sort of model. So yeah, I hope they just, you know, not many movies, not many franchises just stick with the numbers. Scream, you know, let's break the mold. Just stick with the numbers. Oh yeah, when the Batman trailer came out, I wonder what movie that was. Man, that Batman 89 is great. First stream is Sunday, March 1st. Then you're on March 8th. All right. Oh yeah, I'm going to be on the one over on Sunday. So guys, Sunday afternoon US time, I'm going to be joining M over on Horror Her, and we're going to talk about Scream 7. So I'll be talking about Scream 7 a lot here and elsewhere. A Scream movie called Ghostface. That's what they do. Yeah. Spiral. No, what would they call it? It would be just call it Spiral, even though it's about Scream. Fuck it. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. I need to check out. I've been so busy with like work and life stuff and trying to keep the channel going and just all these plates spinning. You know, walking all over, spinning these plates. I haven't even really dove into that. I'm just like, I'm all there for it. Can't wait to talk with man, Em and Jake are two of my favorites, so it's going to be an absolute blast. The amount of vocal like prowess on that stream, it's going to be Cream Jeans territory, so you're going to want to bring an extra pair of undies. That is a joke, although, you know, you never know, so just have some just in case. Jordco says, can't wait for Scream 7, seeing it this Friday, saw dumb leaks, sadly, but I'm so hyped. I've been so fortunate, Jordan. I have not seen any of the leaks. I don't think anyone else here, hopefully they haven't either. And we are doing our best to just not even really talk about them here. But we've been talking about our final predictions. I'm closing things out right now, Jord. But tomorrow, 11 p.m. Eastern. Oh, you're seeing it on Friday, though. So tomorrow, 11 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be talking about the spoilers here. You can always catch that on a replay, but we're going to be talking Scream 7 for the foreseeable future. So what can you do? That's the way to do it. Yeah, we're all fortunate, those of us who haven't had anything spoiled. Okay, guys, I've been blah, blah, blahing, and I feel like I'm holding you all hostage at this point. Haven't seen any leaks, so I think it's weird. People are just taking the... Sure, it's true. Fake leaks could be a thing. I saw one for Scream 6. I opened up Twitter, and there was a shot of the reveal, and then when I was like, oh man, that sucks. And then when I watched the movie, what I saw in the leaked picture was doctored, and it wasn't real. And then also, like, another thing to think about too is... like even Scream 2, like people say like, oh, Derek and Hallie were originally going to be the killers in Scream 2. That's not true. That's like a kind of like a myth about Scream 2. Kevin Williamson purposely created a fake script so they could leak out something that wasn't real. So he put Derek and Hallie in there knowing that was the version that was going to be leaked. And then I think even beyond that in Scream 2, I think they had multiple versions of the script just to make sure that if one got out there, they had some sort of game plan or some sort of surprise. So yeah, even some of the leaks, you can't even really believe them. But I think if you saw something that seemed like a leak, you would take it at face value. It would somehow diminish the first time viewing experience, you know? So I think it sucks either way. But yeah, this is the funnest hostage hold I've been a part of. Well, fuck, man, you've been a part of more than one. That is wild stuff, Shotty. Okay, guys, you have been absolutely amazing. Holy cow, 2 hours, 15 minutes. This marks over 4 hours of streaming for me this evening. You all have been absolutely beautiful. Shout out to the Patreon members, the YouTube channel members. They're just coming out of the woodwork now. It's amazing. Everybody that dropped a super chat, I just want to jump through here. Jigsaw gifted a channel membership. Emoji Matt dropped $10 just to say he wants Stu to be alive, but he doesn't think he will be. That is a Stu believer right there. Then we got Ty Lee dropping a $5 super chat as well. Adrian Phillips dropped a $2. Hell yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the awesome support. I love you all. I think you guys are great. Can't wait to see what we all have to say about Scream 7 tomorrow. So join me then if you're able to catch the film. Shout out to not only the Patreon members and the channel members, but all the new folks that are joining us. Welcome to the Death Squad. We are a rowdy bunch, and we love letting our freak flag and our nerd flag just fly so high about all this horror shit that we enjoy. And man, I can't leave the stream without saying shout out to the Death Squad mods. Jamie's been kicking it with us. I know it's late as hell out there on the East Coast, and I know she's recovering from not feeling so hot. So we really do appreciate you kicking it with us, Jamie. You are incredible. She's our original mod, guys. The original mod is hanging out with us tonight. So you guys are all beautiful. I love you guys so much. Thank you for kicking it with me. We will be back tomorrow to talk any and everything Scream 7 related, all the spoilers, whatever you got, bring it to the table, 11 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you then. And until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.